Welcome back to the Barley Lads. Tonight we are drinking Weller Antique 107. So refer back to our last video on Special Reserve, the Weller Special Reserve, to get a little bit more background on the Weller brand. I'm going to continue some of that history now though. So this is still coming out of Buffalo Trace Distillery in Frankfurt, Kentucky. This is 107 proof, obviously, Antique 107. Still non-age statement. This should be a little bit older than Special Reserve. I think it's supposed to be about 7 to 8 years, but they don't release any of that information. We still don't know the mash bill other than that it's a wheated bourbon. And price-wise, at least here in Ohio, I think you can get this for $55, but we are a state, a control state. So outside of Ohio, allocated is probably going to be anywhere from 100 to 150. Again, refer back to what I feel about allocated prices. But again, speaking from a place of privilege, state control here in Ohio, don't have to worry about those prices. So, this is, like I said, out of Buffalo Trace, but originally this was out of the Stitzel-Weller distillery just outside of Louisville. And then in 1992, this brand moved to Buffalo Trace after it was sold, and Stitzel-Weller actually ceased operations. The whiskey was still there, and it was used for bullet releases as well as still the continuation of the Weller line or the Pappy Van Winkle lines until those barrels were gone. I think they're gone at this point. And then all production that they had been doing since 1992 started going into Weller bottles and Van Winkle bottles. So dive into this. You can still see it. Still heavy caramel on the nose, like the Special Reserve, but much more intense. You're also getting 17 more proof. More of a vanilla note. And a little bit of a floral quality to it. Yeah, it definitely has a little bit more kick too. Cinnamon has more of a sweet fruit to it, like a cherry cordial. A lot of vanilla as well. It's almost like a dessert bourbon. Yeah, very easy to drink. It's even at 107 proof. I mean, you're pushing almost barrel strength for some distilleries. The finish is medium long and has a nice subtle almond sweetness to it, almost like almond butter. Creamy. It's delicious. As I said in the Special Reserve one, not worth hunting for, double or triple retail prices. This one I'm going to change a little bit. If you don't have access to this bottle, I understand going up to like $100 for this one. Certainly worth 50 or 60, like I said, in state controlled places like Ohio. But if you want to try it, maybe find a bourbon bar first before you shell out that kind of cash. But it is delicious, and I highly recommend it if you can get it at a reasonable price. So, this has been an episode of the Barley Lads. We have been drinking Weller Antique 107. Cheers.